What is up everyone and welcome to another video of the Fantasy Premier League 2022-23 season. In this one guys, we're going to talk about the Gameweek 28 wildcard teams. So we'll cover some drafts along with some alternate picks and you can choose one if you are on a wildcard this week. In any case, if you're not on a wildcard this week as well, I think this video should be helpful for you to select the best players going forward. Now if you like the video today, make sure to hit the like button. Also subscribe to the Insanely Football YouTube channel for more such FPL content. And with that, let's start today's video. So we'll start with the first draft, and the first draft is basically trying to balance out the Game Week 28 blank and then bench boosting in Game Week 29. So that's the strategy here. Now starting with the goalkeepers, we have Kepa and Raya here as a combination. It's a slightly more expensive combination. So if you want to go for a cheaper combination, maybe you can go for Kepa plus a Ward. I don't think so there's a huge difference between Ward and Raya, especially in terms of their clean sheet potential in Game Week 29. Both aren't that great defenses and they are conceding goals, and they also have a tricky double in 29. So in case if you want to save money, you can go for Ward instead of Raya. Now in terms of our defense, we have Henry who has a fixture in Game Week 28. So in case if you want to spread the risk and not have two Brentford defenders on your wildcard, or you're basically two Brentford defense players on your wildcard, you can maybe go for Estupinian, who does blank in Game Week 28 but then has a good fixture in Game Week 29 and a good double in 29. Then we have Botman and Trippier, a very strong combination in terms of the Newcastle defense. Then you can go for Gabriel. I think Gabriel is a sound option in case if you are looking to go for 2 or 3 Arsenal players. I think you can easily go for one of the Arsenal defenders because they are keeping clean sheets and their defensive numbers are pretty decent. And that's where I am in terms of the Arsenal defense. Now there's Chilwell as well as a differential option. I think Chelsea is improving in terms of their overall defensive numbers. Chilwell, as we know, is also attacking. He can give you attacking returns. There is potential for goal scoring and assists as well. So I think all in all, Chilwell is a great differential option. I don't think so he's going to remain a differential in the near future, but I think you can jump on him this week a little bit earlier than the others and take advantage. Now in terms of the midfield, we have gone for McAllister plus Mitoma. I think that's the best double up in terms of the Brighton midfield. You don't have to go for two Brighton options because they are planking Game Week 28. So if the objective of your wildcard team is to also have 11 players in Game Week 28, then maybe just go for one of the Brighton options. You have Saka, Rashford and Maddison in the 8-ish million price point. Of course, Rashford is a lot cheaper there. But I think Rashford is pretty much set and forget. In case if you want to take him out, maybe get in a different player, maybe you can do that as well. But that's just additional transfer that you'll probably make in Game Week 29 or 30. I just feel you don't have to do it. I think Rashford is pretty fine. Then there's Saka and Maddison. We've not doubled up on the Arsenal midfield here. We've gone for just Saka to kind of cover off the risk. Maddison is a great differential. So if you are trying to catch up rank or gain rank, I think he's a great option. Now in terms of our forwards, we have Watkins, Haaland and Kane. So we have not taken out Haaland in this draft. We also have a draft without Haaland and we'll talk about it in just a moment. But I think Watkins, Haaland and Kane is a very strong combination to go for. In case if you don't want to go for Watkins as a differential, you can maybe look at Tony, who's a lot safer option. But I think Watkins, the form that he's in right now, I think he deserves a place ahead of Tony. And I think that might be controversial for a lot of people. But I think Watkins is a great option. Now in case if you don't want to go for Haaland, you can also go for players like Havertz, for example. You can go for Joao Felix, for example. I think there are options and there are directions to look at if you do not want Haaland in this team. Now let's talk about the no Haaland draft, which is the second wildcard draft here. So as mentioned earlier, I've gone for Kepa and Ward in terms of goal. Then more or less the same defense. We just have Estupinian here instead of Henry. In terms of the midfield as well, there are not many changes because I think it's a pretty strong midfield. Instead of Maddison here, we've gone for Martinelli as the Saka plus Martinelli strong combination in Game Week 28. Now in case if you want Maddison, you can again take out Martinelli in Game Week 29 before the Game Week 29 deadline basically, and then get in Maddison. So that's one additional transfer. But if you feel that Maddison maybe does not have the potential, or maybe Martinelli has a better game week in Game Week 28, then I think you can just go for this combination. Now coming to our attackers, we have Tony, Kane and Watkins as our trio, as our 3 attackers. I think all 3 are really strong options. Tony is a slightly safer option. Watkins is still a great differential, and I think Kane is getting in form. I mean, he was already and always in form, but I think he's just a good option. He can score goals. We've already seen that. He's on penalties. And I think if Tottenham are going to do anything in attack, I think Kane is definitely going to be involved. So I think he's a good option. Now there's a strategy here without going Haaland. You can, of course, not go for Haaland and get him back in Game Week 30 because you definitely want him in Game Week 30 where he's facing Southampton. And I think a lot of people are going to captain him that week. So there's a huge risk if you do not have Haaland in that week. And I think you can make that additional transfer. Now if you don't want to make that transfer, maybe just take out one of Tony or even Watkins and then get in Haaland instead. Now coming to the next wildcard draft here, this is a slightly more aggressive draft. Now we've not really changed much in defense. I mean, it's the same defense as the last draft. In terms of the midfield here, so we've not gone for a second Arsenal player. We've gone for Maddison as a differential. We've gone for McAllister, who's probably the most differential player in that Brighton midfield. And as the fifth midfielder here, guys, we've gone for Almiron from Newcastle. Now, I understand a lot of people might be confused or might think that why have we gone for Almiron, but I think Newcastle has shown some decent attacking output. Yes, Almiron did score in the last game, and that was the winner for Newcastle. But I think Newcastle has decent attacking fixtures in the upcoming run. I understand that Newcastle don't generally score a lot of goals, but with the return of Alexander Isak, I mean, that might change. There might be some more attacking impetus in their team, and I think Almiron could also shine through that. So I think if you're okay taking a bit of a risk, if you are okay going a bit differential, I think Almiron is a good option to go for. In terms of the forwards here as well, we've retained Kane and Watkins, and instead of going for Haaland or maybe a safer Tony, we've gone for Havertz here. Now, Havertz again is a slightly risky punt. I mean, yes, the advantage of having Havertz is that he's on penalties, so we will be getting some points if Chelsea get a penalty and if he scores. But I think there's some decent attacking threat as well. He's good underlying stats, good attacking underlying stats, and I think he could be a decent option. We've always seen that Havertz has done quite well generally, but he's not always scored goals. Now that may change or may not change, we do not know that. But in case if you're okay again, going a bit risky, and if you want to attack the Gameweek 28 and the fixtures beyond with this wildcard, I think going with Havertz is also a potential strategy. So this is a slightly more aggressive team. If you're okay taking a bit of a risk, I think this is the team for you. Now do let me know what you think about these teams, about these wildcard teams. Are you wildcarding in Gameweek 28? If not, when are you wildcarding? Do let me know in the comments below. So that'll be all from my side for this video, guys. I hope you liked and enjoyed the video today. If you did, make sure to hit the like button. Also subscribe to the Insanely Football YouTube channel for more such FPL content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.